All right. We going live. Let's see if we get anybody in this joint. I'm still getting everything set up, y'all. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, man. So y'all gotta excuse me. I had to push it back to 3 o'clock. Y'all know I got a little family and stuff like that. And man, having a 1 year old is definitely demanding for sure, for sure. So let me make sure I got this thing set up right. Let's see. All right. So far, so good. So we go see if we get anybody in this thing today. I know it's Sunday, so I'm not expecting a big turnout like that. But yeah, we go see if we get anybody in this joint today, man. We live. All right, look like we got two. Look like we got two in this thing. Let me make sure I get this. Make sure I get this chat. As y'all know, I'm still trying to figure out this whole live stuff, y'all. So let me make sure I can see everything. Ice cold. What's the deal? What's up, bro? Man, happy Sunday to everybody, man. Like I said, my bad, y'all. I had to push everything. I had to push it back to 3 o'clock. Hey, man, having a 1 year old is definitely demanding. So I had to push it to 3 o'clock. For real, for real. You know, family got to come first, man. 1 year old. I'm pretty sure all of y'all out there who got kids, y'all definitely understand when you got a 1 year old. She'll be two next Sunday, but yeah, she's definitely demanding. So, like I said, my bad, y'all had to push it to 3 o'clock just to get a little, get a little bit of time and get everything figured out. What's up, Raphael? What's up with it? Let me see. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. I'm still trying to figure out this whole live situation. I'm trying to make sure that I could see the chats. Let me get it put up on the screen, y'all. But shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I'm pretty sure we go get have a better turnout right now. I think we got five in. Where's the chat? Let me see. Live chat. There we go. Now I can see everything. Like I said, man, I'm trying to figure this stuff. Still trying to figure this stuff out. Oh, what's up, bro? I got my little bro in the building. What's the deal, bro? Yeah, man. But shout out to everybody that's tuning in. If you in the live right now, man, just make sure you tap that thumbs up button, and we go see. I'm pretty sure eventually we're gonna start getting more people coming in. So if y'all have any questions right now, just go ahead and y'all make sure y'all drop it in the chat. I don't know why this thing still it's constantly disappearing. This YouTube stuff is kind of tricky, but we'll get it figured out. I think every time y'all drop a message, it'll start to display on the screen. Yep, there we go. You ever upgraded an RT? Shout out to DCD 180. As far as what type of upgrades are you referring to? Because I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of upgrades to the RT. My next major mod that I'm saving up for is to get the rear differential changed out, get the gear swap. So that's my next major upgrade. Ice Cold is my Challenger tuned. I actually have no tune on my Challenger right now because my car is brand new. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna try to flip this thing around. I'm gonna show you. I only have what 6,143 miles on my car right now. So yeah, I don't have like any type of tune at all because I do not want to void my warranty. So yeah, no tune at all. Everything is like completely stock except for the little modifications that I have done so far. But other than that, everything is completely stock. Let's see. Somebody just dropped a question. There we go. Man, this whole chat and trying to run through this stuff on the screen is kind of tricky. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, but we gonna get it together though. Let me see. I mean, like Scat Pack, etc. Okay, what was the first question? Oh, okay. You talking about as far as me ever changing my car, changing the car. No, I'm not gonna switch out to the Scat Pack or the Hellcat or anything like that. I'm actually gonna keep the RT. That was my plan from the beginning, man. I just wanted to get the RT and kind of build a sleeper because I did a lot of my research and pretty much the 5.7 liter is it definitely takes better modify. Well, okay, when you start modifying the 5.7 liter engine, the modifications you get better performance out of the modifications compared to like going with a Scat Pack or a Hellcat. Like Hellcat is the way to go if you just want to get a fast car out of the gate, because it pretty much already has everything. It's supercharged. So honestly, if you get a Hellcat, you really don't need anything. You really don't need anything else. But as far as the Scat Pack come what 485 horsepower out of the gate, and that engine is it's tuned already, and it pretty much that engine does not take well to actual doing modifications or whatever. So with the 5.7 liter, if you start doing stuff like getting your headers, getting the cam and things like that, and you get your car tuned properly, you can definitely outclass a Scat Pack. Of course, it's going to cost a lot more to modify a RT compared to just going right out of the gate with a Scat Pack, but that's really what I wanted though, man. I just wanted to get a sleeper for real. I just wanted to get a sleeper. I like the RT. The insurance is definitely a lot cheaper compared to the Scat Pack and the Hellcat. When I called to get a quote on the actual Scat Pack, because I had a ticket at the time, it was probably going to cost me about what they say. I think it was like in between like $350 for the insurance on the Scat Pack. So I was like, hell no, I'm definitely not going that route. For real, for real. Let me see who we got in here. Mixing bowl, man. The gears will void the warranty. Actually, gears will not void the warranty, bro. I already talked to the dealership, and that is a Mopar part, and they actually do the install at the dealership. Of course, it's gonna cost, it's gonna cost more than going to an actual third party type of installer, or or shop, depending on if you can actually find one in your area. But changing out the gears is not gonna void the warranty. I already asked the dealership, so you pretty much don't have to worry about that part. Let me see. Ice cold, ice cold. My 2019 Challenger has 72 on it. Oh, that's cool, bro. Shit, 7,200 miles. That's not bad. As you can see, I only have 6,000 on mine, so seem like we in the same ballpark, man. Like I said, I work from home, so I barely even have to drive like that. My car is pretty much always parked for the most part. I bring it out on the weekends, of course. During the week if I have to do errands every now and then. I take my car out, but other than that, it's honestly just parked and sitting. So that's how I only have that amount of miles on my car within a year time frame. When I first got the car, it was brand new. It only had like 45 miles on it. But yeah, 7,200, man, that's definitely good. We basically in the same ballpark. Let me see. We got a lot more people tuning in. Let me see. I'm trying to get these questions. Mopar Dub, what's the deal, bro? Let me see. Was just watching some of your old videos, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's part of the community, everybody that watch all of my videos. Changes are definitely going to be coming eventually, man. I'm doing all of my research. I'm trying to find a cameraman or some type of camera crew in an area in Las Vegas. But it has to make sense financially, because I definitely want to get footage where I don't actually have to hold the camera. I think I can be a lot more creative if I don't have to actually hold the camera. But just trying to find a camera crew and things like that. I just have to make sure that it makes sense for the most part financially. So I'm still trying to get everything figured out. I was actually thinking about doing car reviews, but I think I talked about it in my last live. My bad, y'all. I'm kind of moving this thing all over the place because y'all know I got this cast on my arm. And if I sit my camera on the windshield, because it's so hot right now in Vegas, this iPhone is gonna overheat. So I'm trying to hold this thing with my one arm right now. But yeah, man, changes are gonna come to the channel, man. I appreciate everybody that's been tuned in since day one, everybody that has stuck around, everybody that is, still a part of the community. But yeah, changes definitely gonna come, and it's gonna come. The changes are gonna be basically for the better for the most part, man. I really want to do track style videos. I want to go to the to the racetrack out here. Like I said, I'm not gonna do the car reviews for the most part like I thought I wanted to. I think I'm gonna do a lot of test drive videos. I'm just gonna rent out like different cars. What's those things called, the Polaris slingshot? I want to rent one of those out, drive that around, kind of test that out. So I think I'm gonna start doing like a lot of different test drives on some cool muscle cars. Muscle cars. I didn't want to kind of like be all over the place and kind of like do regular vehicles. So yeah, it's gonna kind of gonna be like luxury cars, muscle cars, and sports cars like Lamborghinis and stuff like that, Maseratis. BMW. So yeah, man, I'm still trying to get everything figured out, but we definitely gonna make some changes this year and get the channel growing a lot. So we got a lot more people tuning in. Let me see, George, what's the deal, bro? I'm trying to go through this chat and scroll around. Let me see. I upgraded to a 2021 Frostbite Challenger a few days ago. Oh man, that's what's up, man. That Frostbite color is actually dope, man. I love that color. So shout out to you for getting that 2021. Let me see who else we got in here. We got a lot of questions. I'm still trying to figure this chat thing out. What is this? I'm not even gonna pronounce this name, but I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just read it. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before Dodge start selling Pro Charge Challengers just for the hell of it. Yeah, honestly, bro, it could go that route. I don't see why they wouldn't, but it just all has to make sense financially too, because if they start pro charging these things, they're gonna have to put a premium on the price for sure. But that would be dope though. That would definitely be dope. I'm actually thinking about later on down the line, when I stack up enough coins to do that modification, I'm actually thinking about pro charging this thing or getting some type of supercharger eventually. So yeah, man. Yeah, the pro charger is no joke for sure, for sure. Axeman. Oh, what's good, bro? I see who you are from your avatar, man. What's the deal, bro? Shout out to you for tuning in today, King. Man, a lot of these names, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this stuff because I don't want to sound I don't want to sound crazy mispronouncing this stuff. But I'm gonna just say the first part of the name. Shout out to King, man. I see you tuned in. I appreciate that. Ice Cold. I'm trying to build a sleeper as well. Same here, bro. It's nothing like a sleeper for sure, man. And the RT definitely has a lot of untapped potential if you do the correct modifications and if you get the right type of tune, man. So RT definitely has the ability to grow. Let me see. Best cold air intake for 2014 new owner here. That's a good question because I really haven't did my research as far as cold air intakes because I put the Hellcat lower air box and air intake tube on my car. But from most of the videos that I've saw in regards to cold air intakes, a lot of people go with either the Mopar cold air intake or I see a lot of K and N air intake. So yeah, just do your research because you can't really go wrong with the type of cold air intake that you get, but just keep in mind though, a lot of them advertise, you're gonna get this amount or X amount of horsepower gain, but you really don't get that much. Um, you really don't get that much gains in horsepower unless you actually tune out the car for the most part. But they do sound good. They have a crazy sound when you start punching on it with the cold air intake. So just do your research before you do that modification and see what's best for your car. Let me see what else we got in here. I think it's this name is Beta. Hello from, and I'm not even gonna pronounce that country name because I don't want to butcher it. But shout out to you for tuning into the channel, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Mopar E-Dub, what do you think about the electric Challenger? That's honestly going to be crazy because I would never thought in a million years that we would see an electric muscle car, man. That's going to be kind of crazy. Me personally, I know that we have to evolve and things are constantly changing and evolving, but honestly, man, I really don't know how I feel about the whole electric muscle car thing, man. I'm just so used to, seeing and hearing, the V8, having that strong motor, being able to modify and just getting that real muscle car sound. But with the electric car, it's gonna be crazy because it's fully electric. So you're not gonna hear the actual, the exhaust notes and the engine noise. You're not gonna hear any of that. So that's just gonna be kind of interesting to deal with. But like I said, us as a society is constantly evolving. I know they're trying to go green for the most part. So, I'm open to change. I don't see anything wrong with it. But personally, just me personally, I wouldn't want to get an electric muscle car. That's why if you want to get a Challenger or Charger or any type of muscle car, Camaro or Corvette or Mustang, I say you better get it now. If you don't got it and you're interested in one, get it now and just hold on to that car. Make sure you don't drive it, too much, put too many miles on it, because these cars are going to be worth a lot of money in the future with pretty much everything going electric. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm open to it. I'm gonna do a little bit more research. Hopefully Dodge puts out a little bit more information to kind of give us, the direction they're gonna go, the horsepower that these cars are going to be able to put out. I want to actually see what the cars are going to look like. Me personally, I hope they do not change the way that the Challenger looks for the most part. The Charger is kind of tricky because the Charger doesn't even look like, its original, the original model from back in the day. They constantly changing the body styles on the Charger. I actually like the current body style of the Chargers now. They look a lot better than some of the initial ones that came out. But yeah, I'm just interested to see what they're gonna do with the Charger. And like I said, I really hope they do not do too much as far as changing the way that the Challenger looks, because the Challenger still looks like the original for the most part. I think it has a timeless design. But yeah, man, that's pretty much what I have to say on the whole electrolyzation of the muscle car industry. Let me see what we got in here. Oh, my boy George, he said, "Oh, you upgraded to the Scat Pack, man. That's what's up. Hey, you can't go wrong with the Scat Pack. That's like the hottest car out right now. What everybody is pretty much trying to jump into for the most part. So yeah, man. Shout out to you with that Scat Pack with that 392, man. For real, for real. I definitely, man, I want to actually test drive one of those things just to kind of see, what the difference is between the Scat Pack and the RT. I know it has a lot more power, horsepower and torque out of the gate, but I definitely do want to try to test drive one of those things eventually, just to kind of see, what I'm missing. So yeah, man, shout out to you on that upgrade with the Scat Pack. Let me see what else we got in here. Did I do any research on the Taser? You know what? I looked a little bit into the Taser. But what I was researching for the most part, I was just trying to see if that thing would void the warranty, which I kind of got, mixed reactions, from the different forums, like what is it, Challenger Talk, and I think it's a couple other forums. I can't remember their exact name, but I did do my research on the Taser just a little bit. I'm just basically still trying to figure out if it's gonna void the warranty, because a lot of it comes down to the actual dealerships for the most part. If you have a good relationship and you build a good relationship with your actual dealer, you might be able to get away with a few things just depending on how they feel. But that's the only reason why I haven't really, done too much research on the Taser, because it's kind of like mixed signals as far as it voiding the warranty. Um, that, and what's the other one called? I think this is the Diablo or something like that. Yeah, the Diablo tune. That one is kind of crazy because it's kind of like 50-50. A lot of people, they go for it and they say it definitely does upgrade the actual performance of the car, but I've also seen a lot of videos where those type of I guess there's some type of like tuner box where they actually start causing problems with the car. So I'm actually kind of scared in a way, so I'm just gonna have to do my research a little bit more into those things. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool devices, because I know some of them have like the 93 tune out of the gate, and it unlocks different type of performance features with the car, which I think is pretty dope for the most part, because I know these cars are restricted out of the gate, but I still have to do my research on that. Let me see. Go through these questions. Looking into mods for the RT, it seems like starting from back to front is the best to make the most of a 5.7 liter Hemi, like wider tires in the rear, changing the differential, etc. Yeah, yep, I 100% agree on that. My bad. Yeah, I 100% agree on that. I didn't with the wide as far as the wider tires go. I didn't go all around. I just have the 275 on the back because I need to actually get a wider wheel. I'm thinking about going with a 20 by 9 or 20 by 10. I want to go with the Hellcat style wheels, but yeah, definitely starting with that will actually do a lot better than some of these other modifications that'll void your warranty out. So getting those wider tires, changing out that rear differential, you'll definitely be ahead of the game. You would definitely be ahead of the game as far as other challengers or chargers that are on the road that are RT based. Because honestly, anytime I see an RT on the road, it's pretty much stock for the most part, except for maybe like the exhaust. Just a lot of people they really not aware of, getting the wider tires. I honestly think that people don't care because nowadays the Challenger and the Charger is a hot car, so people kind of just want to jump into these cars just because it's the hot thing to drive and the hot thing on the road, and they don't actually do their research or due diligence in trying to figure out, the best ways to mod these cars out for performance gains. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget everybody. Better off with the Hellcat airbox. Yeah, that honestly, when I last time I was on Instagram and I actually posted, should I get the Hellcat airbox or the cold air intake? I'm gonna say probably 80% of the people who tapped in and messaged me said to go ahead and go with the Hellcat airbox over the cold air intake. So you know, honestly, a lot of people like the Hellcat Airbox a lot more. Um, I actually like it so far. It's just so hot right now in Vegas that I'm not able to really see if I have any true performance gains from it. But I definitely can say that I could hear a slight difference in the exhaust system since I added that modification on the car. So far, I like it. I can't wait till it gets cold out here in Vegas because that's when I'm really going to be able to kind of like rip and run in this thing and just kind of see if it actually is going to make a difference, which I think it is because it's definitely functional when you step on the gas. For sure, when I did that video on the install and I put that piece of paper towel or whatever in the front and punching on the actual accelerator, you could definitely see that it is sucking in air. So from what I've heard is you'll notice the difference so far as far as the Hellcat airbox is when you're going at a higher speed. I guess when you're going at an actual higher speed and you at a higher RPM, you'll definitely notice the difference with the actual Hellcat airbox. Now, with the cold air intakes, they sound good for the most part. But of course, if you don't have an actual tune on your car, you're really not going to get that much of a gain in actual performance with the cold air intake. But I think they still pretty dope. Yeah. So that's pretty much it as far as the cold air intake and the Hellcat airbox. All right. So we got a lot of questions coming in. Let me see what we got. Ice cold. Huge difference between the Scat Pack and the RT. I almost got a Scat Pack after driving it. Let me see, right out the gate, it goes 0 to 60 in no time. Definitely spins tire. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, me personally, I haven't driven a Scat Pack, but them damn things are powerful for sure. I know a couple people that actually have Scat Packs, but I never had the opportunity to drive one. But yeah, the Scat Packs are definitely beasts. Honestly, man, even with the RT, these things they shred tires for sure, man. That's why I have to put the 275s on the back. And ever since I added this roar pedal on, when I drive in Sport Plus and in race mode, yeah, I'm burning tires like crazy. And then I think I may have posted the video or a clip of what I did. I did a burnout in one of the videos, and you know what? I'm trying to think about the footage because I don't think I actually posted the video of the gravel. But once I added this device on my car, man, yeah, I literally burned through the asphalt doing a burnout, and it's crazy. So I might post that video on here. It's just a short little clip, or I might post a little picture on Instagram. But yeah, the RT does it too. The RT does it too. But yeah, the Scat Pack definitely will shred tires for the most part, and I think they come stock out of the gate with bigger tires on some of the models, if I'm not mistaken. But honestly, the base model could come with 245s too. Now that I think about it, because honestly, you really can't tell the difference on the base model Scat Packs and the RTs because they really don't have too much of difference besides the emblem as far as the parts on the car, as far as the hood or the way that the actual car looks, man. But yeah, Scat Pack's definitely a beast. So shout out to all of my Scat Pack owners out there. Let's see, we got a couple more questions in here. Let me scroll through this thing, make sure I'm not missing anybody. But shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. I appreciate y'all once again. They wanted too much in insurance for the Scat Pack. Definitely. Like I said, that's what stopped me from getting a Scat Pack, because I had a ticket on my record at the time when I was looking for cars when I got this car, and I definitely got quoted, you know, over $350 for the most part. It was somewhere in that range, like between like 340 and 350. I can't remember, but yeah, I wasn't paying that at all. Yeah, it just didn't make any sense. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Got a lot of questions in here. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in once again. Make sure y'all smash that thumbs up button. Let me see. I think you might have to unlock your PCM for Diablo on the newer challengers. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's crazy. I talked to a lot of Camaro and Mustang owners, and they say how easy it is to modify those particular cars. But with Dodge, man, Dodge have these cars so restricted, and you kind of have to go through loops and hoops to modify these cars. So yeah, yeah. And then the crazy thing is once you start tampering with the PCM, they'll definitely know, and that'll basically void your warranty out for the most part. So I kind of hate that Dodge does that. They really don't want you per se to modify these cars out like that. But if you have a warranty, um, yeah, you might just kind of want to stick around and just let that warranty ride out. But man, as soon as this warranty is over, or at least if I start bringing in enough income to just kind of say like, you know what, scratch that warranty, yeah, I'm definitely gonna start doing some crazy mods to this car for the most part. I want to get headers. I want to do a cam. I want to tune this thing out, and I definitely want to get a Pro Charger or Super Charger down the road. So let me see. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Shout out to my guy, four guys, man. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Let me see. Go to Vegas all the time. Oh, that's what's up, man. Next time you out here, my bad. I'm gonna turn this AC vent down. I got this AC blowing in my blowing in my eyes, y'all. But yeah, man. Next time you out here in Vegas, make sure you tap in with me, man. I'm always down to link up with my subscribers anytime they come out here. So yeah, man. Next time you in town, make sure you hit me up, and I'll definitely come out and get with you. Check out your car if you bring your car down. Let me see. Did you do a catch can? Just added one of my Charter Scat Pack. We'll see how it works. So you know what? It's crazy that you mentioned the the um the oil catch can. I actually got an email last week from a company that wants me to kind of. It's like a small little sponsorship. They're gonna give me an oil catch can and a couple other things, and they want me to do reviews on them. So I was waiting personally to buy one myself because I don't actually drive my car that much, so I really didn't see a necessity out of the gate to get the oil catch can. That was kind of like one of the mods I had like towards the bottom end of my list of modifications, but I'm definitely going to be getting one from this company that is going to do a small little sponsorship with me, and that wants me to do a review on their product. So oil catch can will be on this thing in the next probably the next couple weeks, honestly. So I'm just waiting on them to send me the product after I think I have to take a picture of my engine without the actual cover on and send it to them just so they can make sure the actual part that they're gonna send me fits. But yeah, oil catch can coming for sure, for sure. Let me see. Trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Make sure I go through all these questions. Shout out to Fredo. Let me see. I got a 2021 Hellraising SXT Challenger. What mod do you recommend? So that's going to be kind of tough as far as recommendations, because honestly, with the V6, I really don't know too much as far as how those cars perform with certain modifications. So, in all honesty, you might just want to do a little bit of research on YouTube. Follow some of the channels that are based on the V6 model challengers, because a lot of the times I see them doing exhaust mods. I've actually seen a lot of V6s that have pro chargers and superchargers, which is kind of crazy because shit, man, they be smoking RTs and scat packs, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, man, just do your research. Try to follow some YouTubers that have the SXT, because like I said, just me personally, I don't know how the V6 takes modifications. So just do your research, man. But shout out to everybody that have the SXT, because I'm pretty sure it's definitely some mods that you could do that's going to give you performance. One of the basic modifications that I do see individuals do with the SXT is going to be a cold air intake. That's just kind of like the mod across the board of all platforms that a lot of people do when they first get their car. So yeah, man, just do your research on that one. Let me see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I got a lot of questions in this joint, man. Let me see. Message retracted. I'm still trying to figure out this whole little chat thing, y'all. Mopar E-Dub again. Let me see. I'm not interested much in modern mine. I just like the look and feel of it. I feel like it'll be worth something in the future. Like you said, definitely, definitely for sure, man. Hold on to your car. Make sure you keep those miles low. Make sure you keep your car maintained. And we definitely gonna reap the benefits in the near future for sure, for sure. Let me see. Came from a B6, so this is about as much power as I need right now. Mopar E-Dub again. Definitely, man. And it's crazy that you kind of touch on that, because a lot of people, bro, they have B6 cars the majority of their life, and they try to jump directly into a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, and yeah, that's why you see a lot of them things wrecked in the wreck yards, because people honestly don't know how to drive, man. So you got to crawl before you walk. But RT is definitely a good entry level V8 to get into, and it's definitely a good car to kind of like learn how to drive. Like I still haven't 100%, figured this thing out, because you got to realize with rear wheel drive cars, all that power going to the back wheel, man, you want to make sure that you actually learn your car and you learn how to drive these things, man, because things can definitely go wrong if you underestimate this power, for sure, for sure. But man, definitely learn how to drive your car. Let's see. Trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Got a couple more questions in this thing. I believe his name is Renat. Shout out Renat, if I'm pronouncing it right, man. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you, thank you. You see, as a former Vegas local, my favorite road to drive on was the Blue Diamond Charleston Road up by the Summerlin and 215. What's your favorite road to cruise on? You know what? I actually have not taken that ride as of yet, so that's good information. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. But me personally, I really don't have a favorite road to drive on, because I'm so far out. I live all the way far east, like way back on in the Hollywood area. So it's kind of like a desolate road that's kind of like maybe like a mile from my community where I stay at right now, and it's just a lot of open road. Not really too much traffic back there. You don't have a lot of police activity, but it's just one way. It's one way, going this way, and it's one way coming back. So honestly, that's probably my favorite place to drive as of now, just because I can kind of like, let my car rip and run without having to worry about, any actual pedestrians being around, or worry about any other vehicles being around for the most part. So I can kind of like, rip and run. I can do some top speed um, type, drives on my car. I think the highest I've taken my car so far was like maybe 118, 120 miles per hour, which scared the shit out of me. Yeah, but yeah, that's probably gonna be my favorite road as of now. I still haven't actually done any long freeway drives. I think the longest I've taken my car on the freeway was honestly maybe about a 20-minute drive. But I would definitely like to do. I think it's called the 215 belt. I think I may have been on that one time, just passing through, but I definitely might want to try that 215 belt for sure, because I heard that's a pretty dope road to cruise on. Also going up to Red Rock and Mount Charleston, I heard is a pretty dope drive. So yeah, I might be getting that done once it starts to cool down, man. But yeah, man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man. I love Las Vegas. Yeah, I moved here from LA. I've been here since 2012, and I love Las Vegas, man. So man, shout out to you. You see what else we got? What else we got? Trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Make sure I'm getting through all of these questions. Chuck Rice, Chuck Rice. Shout out to my guy, man. I appreciate you tuning in today, man. What's the deal? Mopar E-Dub. what's your Instagram? So I have two Instagrams. I have my personal Instagram and I have the Grim Runner Instagram, which I haven't been on Instagram on the Grim Runner in probably about 3.5 to 4 weeks, honestly. Sometimes I just take a little bit of a social media break just because I honestly, man, I just think we need it sometimes, dude. It's people, we get so sucked into being on social media, it kind of distracts you from things that you need to do. But I definitely have to do a better job of being on that particular page because I know that's where a lot of you guys, come from YouTube and y'all follow me on there, and I still have probably a ton of DMs to go through. But I'm definitely gonna do a lot better in keeping up to date with that particular Instagram. But my personal Instagram is gonna be Clef underscore Makado, and then the Grim Runner Instagram is just the Grim Runner underscore. So just go ahead and follow me on both of those. I'm 100% certain this week I'm probably gonna jump back on and just kind of get everything together and start tapping in with y'all. I actually like doing these lives because I get better. It's better to interact with y'all on live than trying to keep up with all of these messages. Because I can just respond to y'all like immediately and kind of stay tuned in with y'all. So I'm gonna be doing these lives weekly for the most part, but like I said, I'm gonna keep my word, and I'm definitely gonna start doing a better job of being on Instagram and posting more. I'm just trying to figure out a direction that I want to go with my Instagram page because I don't want to just keep constantly posting car pictures. I want to start putting videos and just getting better at creating content for Instagram. So yeah, man. But yeah, make sure y'all follow me on both of my Instagram pages, and I'm gonna start keeping up to date with y'all. Shout out to my guy, four guys, man. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And my arm is definitely getting better. Right now, I don't have the sling on because I kind of have better mobility with my arm now. Thank God I still have this cast on, as you can see, but I have better mobility with my arm. I still can't ball my fingers up all the way without it actually hurting my tendons in my arm. So I'm just hoping I don't have any actual muscle tears or anything like that because they've only done X-rays, which they definitely found that the elbow bone was fractured for the most part. I didn't get an MRI, which I'm just hoping and praying that I don't have any actual torn ligaments in my arm because it definitely feels like it. Because, like I said, when I try to ball my hand up or when I move my arm in certain positions, like in my bicep area, it definitely feels like something is strained, like it's a crazy pain. So it's getting better though, man. So thank you so much for that. I'm just hoping and praying that it heals a lot faster than the time frame that they gave me. It said it was probably going to take about like 8 or 12 weeks or something like that for the injury to completely heal, but it's definitely getting a lot better, man. So I appreciate that. Let me see. We got I believe roses of Hennessy. Oh, what happened to my arm? So I was excuse me, I was in the Dominican Republic for my birthday. Thank God it happened on the last day of my trip before we departed. It happened on the Sunday and we departed on Monday. But I was basically getting off the boat to snorkel. The water was cold as hell, so I got thrown off by that. And instead of getting off of the ladder backwards, I tried to go down the ladder forward like the actual tour guide, which he's a professional and a pro, so I don't know why I tried to do that. So as I was stepping down on the ladder with my water shoes, I'm like, damn, this water is cold as hell. And I kind of slipped, and I don't even remember how I turned or whatever, but I basically grabbed the hold of the ladder rail with my right arm, and I slammed my whole body weight, just boom, just slammed into my actual arm. And I knew something was wrong immediately. It's crazy because I've never in my life broken or fractured a bone, and this happened on my 34th birthday, which is crazy. But yeah, that's how I injured my arm. I was in the Dominican Republic for my birthday, getting off the boat to snorkel. So yeah, crazy. But we still had a good trip though. That's all that matters in the end. Let me see what else we got in here. Is Miguel 1992, is Can-N cold air intake or Hellcat air intake better for the Challenger RT? I think I kind of touched on that a little bit, but like I said, I don't want to give too much information or dive too deep into it because I haven't did extensive research on the actual cold air intake. But like I said, what I personally do, I like to ask my actual subscribers because a lot of y'all have had Challengers and Chargers longer than I had mine, and a lot of y'all are very, very knowledgeable in that area. So on Instagram, I just kind of posted and asked, which would you prefer? Would you prefer the cold air intake, or would you prefer the Hellcat air intake box and tube? And pretty much, like I said, the majority was leaning towards the Hellcat air box. So I just went with that. But man, yeah, do your research for sure. Let me see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm gonna make sure I go through all of these questions. SXT, my boy Mopar Edub SXT, go for the boiler attack. Oh, exhaust. Okay, so I think you talking to the guy with the SXT in the actual group, but yeah, I mean, you definitely know your stuff. So yeah, I can't remember the name of the person who has the SXT, but yeah, take that advice from Mopar Edub and go with that boiler attack because boiler attack is definitely like one of the most popular exhaust systems for the most part. They definitely sound good. So yeah, I'm actually thinking about eventually upgrading to that particular exhaust system once I start um, doing modifications to the actual engine for performance and once I'm able to actually get a tune on my car, once I'm comfortable with getting the tune. So I might eventually go ahead and go with that setup as well. Let me see. Chuck Rice, my RT plus shaker has the Mopar cold air intake, seems to run fine. Oh yeah. With the shakers, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the shaker and what is it? The TA. Right out of the gate, I believe the majority of those particular models come with a very specific cold air intake setup. So yeah, if you already got it on your car, you already winning, man. So yeah, man, shout out to you. Let me see. Let me see. Going through these questions. Going through these questions. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. Have you ever done a quarter mile in your car? If so, what was your fastest time? I have not done a quarter mile in my car yet. Shout out to J-Man, but as of yet, I have not done a quarter mile in my car just because I don't have a way of actually calculating or keeping up with the actual time. There is a track out here. There's a racetrack. I'm not 100% certain if it's open right now. I'm pretty sure it is because Vegas is 100% open back up. But I just haven't had my chance because I really need to figure out, when I'm actually going to be able to make time to go to the track. But I definitely do want to take my car to the track, and I would better try to get the quarter mile time on the actual track since they have a way of actually timekeeping compared to me trying to do it myself. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna take my car to the track and play around and we'll get it figured out there, man. Shout out to my guy Chuck Rice, man. Shout out for the super chat, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank y'all so much, man. It's crazy because with the live, man, I just like interacting with y'all. I honestly I would just never think, that I would be getting super chatted or anything like that. That's like the last thing in my mind, man. So shout out to y'all, the two people who sent me those super chats, man. I really, really appreciate that, man. For real, man. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you so much. You see, I'm trying to make sure. I'm gonna make sure I get everybody answered. I think I got the majority of these things. I'm scrolling through this screen, y'all. Let me see what we got. Roses of Hennessy. Nice to meet you. Love what you're doing with the channel. Keep being great, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. I appreciate that. 100% on my channel, I always push nothing but positivity and positive energy. So shout out to y'all, man. We will always keep that positive love and keep this brotherhood together. And man, I appreciate that, man. I always appreciate just positive vibes and positive energy, man. I think it's definitely good for the soul, definitely good for the mind. It's easier and life is much simpler when you can just be happy and you can just push that positive energy and just spread that love to others, man. So thank you so much. You see, make sure I'm not missing anybody. What we got? Did you fall in the water? Yeah. So what I did when I slammed my arm, I didn't necessarily like fall in the actual water. I had on a life vest, thank God, because I know how to swim, but it's a different ball game when you're in the actual ocean. So I had on a life vest, and once I slammed into the arm and slammed my body weight into my arm, I just kind of like let go and just laid back to kind of like float on the water. Because like I said, immediately I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. I thought it was a strain at first, but as time started to progress, I definitely knew something was wrong because I couldn't even like how with this arm I could not even like move my arm like this, bro. Like literally my arm was like just stuck like in this. I had to keep my arm stiff, and then if I did move it, it was like excruciating pain. So I knew something was wrong. Let me see. Make sure I get all these questions answered. Let me see. Yep. Scrolling through all of this, man. I appreciate y'all for engaging like this. What do you think I should do to my Dodge Challenger? It looks so basic. Um, what Challenger do you have? Do you have RT? Do you have an SXT? Do you have a Scat Pack? Do you have a Hellcat? But that's all gonna that basically whatever model you have is gonna the I'm gonna say with performance mods, you definitely want to do your research because every single car performs different, so it's all going to depend. So if you can let me know what model you have, I can kind of maybe throw you in a direction on what mods to do. But you might honestly just want to start doing cosmetic modifications. That's what I did first. Like when I got my car, I wanted to put the stripes on. I waited a little bit long to get my hood wrapped, but I'm gonna get my hood rewrapped. I'm gonna get the top of the car wrapped, and I'm gonna get my trunk wrapped. I still want to do my calipers. So if you don't have the red brake calipers out of the gate, you can paint your calipers. Or now they have this new company that does caliper covers, and they don't look cheesy. I think it's called CCI or something like that. CCI caliber covers. I follow them on Instagram, and eventually I'm gonna probably go with their caliber covers. So yeah, man, you can just do stuff like that, cosmetic stuff. If you don't have leather, you can get your leather upgrade, and yeah, kind of take it from there. So yeah, I think he just responded and said that you have the GT. Honestly, man, yeah, it's nothing wrong with the GT. That GT actually performs pretty good from the most part, from what I've seen. There's nothing wrong with the GT, man. Don't let anybody ever try to tell you, oh man, you should have got a V8 and this and that. There's nothing wrong with the GT. The GTs look pretty good for the most part out of the gate. So yeah, honestly, like I said, I don't have a V6 per se, so I can't really tell you what modifications to do because I don't know how they actually take to modifications. But start just doing cosmetic stuff. I mean, it's a lot of good YouTubers that have V6s that'll get you pointed in the right direction on the different ways to modify your car, man. So yeah, man, shout out to you. Shout out to Mopar Edub for the $5 super chat. Man, thank you. I appreciate that for real, for real. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Let me see what we got. Trying to make sure I'm going through all of these questions, and I'm about to close these vents, man, because this air is tearing my eyes up right now. For real, for real. Let me see. Let me see. What can I put on my RT to get it up there with the Scat Pack? Yeah, honestly, that's going to take a little bit of work, and that's going to take a lot of money. So you could go with the cam, you can go with headers, you can go with an exhaust update, and then you can get your car tuned. Now, just keep in mind that's gonna cost a pretty penny. But if you want to get your car faster than the Scat Pack or be up there with the Scat Pack, you definitely want to go with those modifications, like for sure, for sure. But you can get it done. Or honestly, if you just want to just get it fast out of the gate, you could just supercharge that joint. You can actually supercharge. The thing I like about the RT is you can supercharge the RT with the stock internals, but you can only give it so much boost. But if you supercharge this joint, yeah, you gonna be smoking Scat Packs all day. For real, for real. All right, let me see. Make sure I'm not forgetting any questions. Let me see. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all got it booming right now on this chat. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Let me see. Hey, Zeus. I don't have a long time with my Challenger RT, so I don't know who else to ask. My girlfriend chipped my paint in the front, right fender. by parking. How can I fix the paint now? Yeah, honestly, with that, you want to take your car to a body shop that does paint repair. If it's just a small piece of area, they honestly probably won't charge you too much, you know. But yeah, just take it to a repair shop that does paint repair, and you should be able to get that fixed easily, for sure, for sure. See, yeah, man, y'all got it booming today, man. I appreciate all of this. Let me see what we got. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Chuck Rice again. Love your channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see J Man again. I think the RT has a way of tracking 8 mile and quarter-mile times. You know what? I think it depends on what package you have. I'm gonna look through my menu right now and see, because I don't think I have mine. Mine is actually basic. Mine just came with the blacktop package on my car. I don't have any of the fancy menu options in here. Let me see. All I have is the 0 to 60 meter, braking distance, and then yeah, I don't have that in my car. I'm about to get off this menu so I can get my eyes back on the screen. But in my particular car, I actually don't have that. But I'm pretty sure some of the models probably do though. So yeah, if you do, man, shout out to you. But like I said, I would rather try to track my time on the actual track, go to an actual track, just because you never know what could happen on the streets. You know, for one, the road conditions are always not going to be optimum, and especially here in Vegas, man, like these streets are terrible, dude. Unless it's you're in an area that pretty much has like repaved roads, or you like in Summerlin or certain parts of Henderson. But honestly, even in those areas, man, the damn streets are like terrible. When I did the car meet, my guy Rondo, that came out here, and Trey, they from Arizona, and that's the first thing they were complaining about, man. Seriously, they were like, man, these streets out here is terrible. Like your car will not perform well. So yeah, just to get back on that subject, I honestly wouldn't even try to do those type of runs on the street, man. I would definitely want to take my car to the track, for real, just so I can get a more accurate time. Let's see what we got. What we got? Let's see. RT Vegas. Planning on driving my RT to Vegas in the fall. We gotta meet up, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, if you come out here to Vegas, I'm definitely down to meet up and link, man. So just tap in with me on Instagram, and shit, I'm down to meet, man. I have no problem with that. Shit, I always like coming out, so it's nothing. It's nothing. Let me see what we got. Big Mike, what can I put on my RT? Oh, I think I answered that question already. Dre Goated. Will Roar Pedal ever sponsor you? You know what? It's crazy. Hey man, it's kind of crazy that you even like mention that, because even though I don't have a problem with it, because I just do this stuff for fun, but man, I probably got Roar Pedal a lot of business off doing some of those videos with this Roar Pedal and with CAT scan, bro. Like I swear to God, that CAT scan video that I did when I first got the leather in my car, that video has like 43 or 44,000 views, but I swear to God, I probably at least sold 20 packages, or got like 20 people to go ahead and go to CAT scan, without any ties or any association with them at all. But literally, I get emails sent to me all the time showing me the leather, like, man, I just upgraded to the CAT scan because I saw that video. So that's crazy that you even mentioned that, because eventually I'm gonna start. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start getting sponsorships. As the channel starts to grow, they like to see a certain subscriber amount and certain a certain amount of views, but eventually, I know it's gonna start coming, but they need to sponsor me though. For real, for real. Let me see. According to Racer X and B Mason, 4,300 miles will get you around 45 horsepower. Man, hey, that's crazy, bro. I swear to God, I'll be mad as hell if I spent 4,300 and only got 45 horsepower gain. Hell no, hell no. That's not worth it at all. But I'm pretty sure if you get a tune, and depending on what type of miles you get, you should be able to get a little bit more horsepower than just 45. But hell no, I would never spend $4,300 to get 45 horsepower gain. So you might as well just save up a little bit more and get that pro charger or supercharger, for real, for real. Let me see. Miguel, what's the next mod on your list? Next major mod, like I said, is going to be the rear differential. Um, I'm stacking up right now. I want to get, like I said, the Hellcat style wheels on my car, and oh, probably it's not the major, but like I said, I'm gonna wrap the roof and then wrap the trunk. So I'll probably do that like sometime within the next 2 weeks. But that's gonna be the next mod to my car, which is not performance, but it's cosmetic. Let's see. Yeah, man, I'm about to turn this AC. I got this shit on like level 7. This thing is killing me right now. Let me see what we got. What we got? Did you ever get the check engine light with the roar pedal, Miguel? Nope, not at all. So I'm gonna turn this around real quick. See, I got my roar pedal right here, and no engine lights at all, none. So I never got it. So like I told y'all on that video when I first installed it, is you want to make sure that your car is off for at least maybe 20 to 30 minutes, so everything I forgot what particular module on the car that will give you the check engine light if you install this thing without your car being completely stopped and shut off for a while. But yeah, once you do decide to get it, just make sure before you actually do the install that your car has been off for at least 30 minutes and you should be good. All right, let me see. Getting towards the end of the questions. Let me see. Chuck Rice, long tube headers, tune, ported heads, catback, pedal commander, but still won't be quite into the Scat Pack power. Yeah, yeah, you definitely right about that. Um, let me see. Oh yeah, so okay, yeah, I was looking to see if a cam was in that particular list. Yeah, you definitely right about that. I think in order to start getting to that Scat Pack power, you definitely gonna have to go with the cam. Yep, and once you add that cam on top of all those other mods and getting it tuned out right, you should be up there with the Scat Packs for sure, for sure. Let me see what we got. Man, shout out to my community, man, because y'all pretty dope. Y'all communicating with each other in this chat. So shout out to y'all. Trying to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Chuck Rice again. I'm getting a super. Oh man, yeah, you go kill it with that super stock. That's all I have to see. I just have to see that first line. Yeah, with the super stock, you definitely gonna be killing the game for sure, for sure. Man, I definitely wish I had the balls to even try to jump into a car with that much power, but I would like to test drive one for sure, for sure. Maybe later on down the line, I can't even lie. I just do want to experience what it is like to drive a Hellcat or something with that much power. I probably go the Hellcat route. Still go keep the RT, but yeah, man, I got big plans, big aspirations, man. So I really want to keep this car. I want to actually have a Scat Pack, or I mean, excuse me, not a Scat Pack, a Hellcat or Hellcat Red Eye or Super Stock, and then I also want to do a Porsche Panamera, and then have some type of SUV. But yeah, man, this channel, this car is always gonna be a part of the channel. But I do want to experience what it's like to have that crazy ass power with that supercharger. So yeah, I might definitely get a Hellcat, man. For real, for real. Yeah, those cars seem like a lot of fun, but like I said, you gotta crawl before you walk. You just can't jump into those cars like that. Let me see. Let me see. Do. Drake goated. Definitely, bro. I got the roar pedal because of you. Man, that's what's up, bro. Like I said, man, I swear to God, with that roar pedal video and that cascade video, I probably sold a whole bunch of products for sure, for sure. But this thing is definitely dope though. Man, I had to honestly, I'm starting to turn this thing off a lot more because this shit suck gas, bro. Like for real, for real. Like, man, my gas mileage is terrible since I installed this thing because I always drive in Sport Plus or in race mode. Race mode, it's just a little bit too much though, man, because literally all you have to do is just step on the pedal and this thing just like jerks and jerks and jerks and jerks. So I really don't do the race mode as much as I used to, but it's always in Sport Plus mode. As you can see, we got it in Sport Plus right now. I usually drive with Sport Plus on level between like level 3 and level 6 for the most part. And man, I swear to God, it's just crazy because I wasn't expecting it. But the way that the exhaust sounds now, with the roar pedal on and with that Hellcat airbox, yeah, shit is crazy. For real, for real. Let me see. Do. My boy Dre again. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure. There we go. I got an RT shaker, and I love hearing the whine from the air intake. It's not as loud as a supercharger, but it's nice. Yeah, air intakes definitely sound pretty good for the most part. I like the way that it sounds when you start, punching on the actual gas because you could actually hear it like sucking in the actual air, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to you on that for real, for real. Bay Area 5.7. How much rear wheel horsepower are you pushing? Honestly, my car is still 100% stock, bro. So I haven't done any major performance modifications. So I'm pretty sure that it's still pushing out what the 375, 380 that is pushing out from the factory. So I don't have any, major performance modifications. So it's still stock out of the gate. Let me see. Drake goaded again. What color? Oh, what color am I wrapping? So right now I have the matte black wrap on the hood. I'm gonna do matte black on the top, and I'm gonna do matte black on the back. But eventually, I do want to wrap the whole entire car. Um, I'm gonna do the paint repair. I have a few little small scratches, not too much, but I want to do paint repair and um, yeah, paint repair and a ceramic coat. Once I get those two things done, because I got this red and black interior, I kind of have to pick a smart color that's gonna match with the interior. But I'm honestly thinking about doing some type of gray. That destroyer gray is probably one of my favorite colors when it comes to the Challenger or Charger on top of Go Mango. I really wanted to get Go Mango, but this interior is not gonna match that particular color. So I'm probably gonna go eventually with some type of gray or even some type of like satin red wrap on the entire car. Let me see. Got a couple more questions. Chuck Rice again. Let me see. Yes, Grim, you are right. Bodons and the tune only give you minimal gains. Pro Charger is better. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Like I said, the only thing with the Pro Chargers and the Superchargers, of course, is the actual price that it's gonna cost. Those things probably range in between like $7,000 and $10,000 for the most part. But I honestly think it's worth it because you go shut up a lot of miles when you pull up with that RT with that supercharge on it for real, for real. You definitely gonna shut up miles for sure, and turn heads. When you out there smoking Scat Packs and stuff like that. So yeah, supercharger and pro charger is definitely the way to go for real, for real. Let me see. Do. Chuck Rice again with the super chat, $5, man. Thank you again for that, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Let me see. Do you still have the $30 mod on your steering wheel? Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, as you can see, I have the same red pieces here. They've definitely held up well. I'm gonna get something to take this chrome away. I probably do maybe like a carbon fiber on this, and then one of my guys on Instagram, I still haven't put the part on, but I have overlay that has the Grim Runner channel name. I actually have to put that on, but I'm waiting until I get this chrome piece covered up with, like I said, some type of carbon fiber or something like that. I was gonna do red, but I don't want to do too much red in the actual car. I just don't want to make it like too loud, so I'm probably gonna put a carbon fiber piece on that. So yeah, man. But that mod has held up pretty well. Actually, all of the mods that I did on my car so far have held up pretty well. I haven't had any issues with anything at all. So yeah, and I'm actually looking for some other mods too, on Amazon and eBay that are pretty dope. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I'm answering all these questions. Let me see. Drake goaded. Oh, you see, he said he ride in eco mode. You know what? When I anytime I have my kids in the car, I always either turn it off or put it in eco mode for the most part, and I take off the sport mode on my car and just kind of like drive regular for the most part. But yeah, when you when you're in eco mode, you really don't feel it like that, but you definitely can tell the difference in the gas mileage. Because like I said, when you in sport plus mode or race mode all of the time, man, that thing suck gas for sure, for sure. You'll be guzzling gas. Let me see. Do. Let me see. Race mode and sport mode on the car is so lit. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a fun driving experience. But like I said, man, just be prepared to suck all of your gas up. And with gas being almost $5 a gallon for 89, yeah, I had to cut that out. For real, for real. I had to cut that out. See, we got a lot more questions in here. Chuck Rice again. Let me see. I always drive in sport clothes sometimes with traction control off. Yeah. I'm gonna say 90% of the time in my car, I'm always gonna be in sport mode for the most part, because I just like hearing that loud ass exhaust, man. For real, for real. And then it's crazy because once you put sport mode, once you enable it, you definitely kind of feel how the car starts to like tighten up a little bit on the actual steering. But yeah, I'm pretty much always in sport mode when I drive for the most part. Jeff, how you doing today, man? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Jeff. Bay Area 5.7. Let me see. I'm at 435 real wheel horsepower, 422 pounds of torque. Let me see. Oh, you got the E85. That's what's up, man. I actually know a lot of people who have the E85. I just have to personally, like me, before I start thinking about doing any mods like that, I really have to do like a lot of research just to kind of make sure that I don't think it's gonna do any damage at all, because like I said, I do know a few people who have E85, but I just personally like to do, extensive research before I do anything like that, just to kind of get a better understanding of, what the benefits are gonna be. But yeah, man, shout out to you with that E85, for real, for real. Jeff, let me see. So if you had a stock Challenger, what would you recommend as first upgrade? So ever since I've started to get a lot more accustomed to this Dodge Challenger and just how, a muscle car works as a whole, if I were to do it again, the first mod that I would get right out of the gate is going to be the 275s on the rear, because those 245s, man, like the span is just completely out of control, and with the 275s is definitely a major difference. So I would say right out of the gate, I would have did the 275 tires, and also the Hellcat air intake box and tool. But that's pretty much yeah, that's pretty much what I would recommend, just right out of the gate with the Challenger. As far as like, enhancing your performance, not anything cosmetically, because with cosmetics, you can kind of do anything. Oh, also the mid muffler delete. I completely forgot about that. Definitely want to get that mid muffler delete if you want to have that crazy exhaust sound. Yeah, because I definitely love it. Bay Area 5.7. Let me see. It's a lot better and safer to go with the Forge built motor first, then add your supercharger to that. Okay. Yeah, you know what? And I was actually talking to one of my boys. He actually been in a Mopar community for shit a long time. Honestly, I moved in to Vegas in 2012. He's been having Chargers since at least what, 2007, 2008. But yeah, he the one who told me, like, if you plan on getting any type of supercharger, you definitely want to start, like, porting. I forgot the exact terminology, like I said, because he's still kind of giving me game on what to do. But he said you want to start doing, certain porting to different components in the engine, as well as the whole forging, and also I forgot, he said something about like lifters and stuff like that. But man, we had that talk so long ago. I was just like, damn, I got to take a mental note of this and start writing this stuff down. But he told me, it's definitely, you want to start doing those type of things before you add that supercharger on the car to kind of get, like, the best performance out of it. But yeah, man, you know your stuff though, for sure, for sure. Let me see. Do. Mopar Edub again. Let me see. Great channel, man. Thanks for all the info. If I do decide to mod, I'll hit you up for advice, man. Oh yeah, man. Anytime, man. You absolutely welcome, man. Anytime. So just make sure you tap in on the channel, on the comments, or follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna be a lot more active starting this week. I'm gonna get back on Instagram and keep the page updated and start, answering all those DMs that I'm pretty sure my box is filled with. So yeah, hit me up anytime, man. Let me see. Make sure. Man, it's crazy. We've been in this thing for 70 minutes, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in again, and shout out to everybody for the super chats, man. Let me see. Chuck Rice, the red eye with E85 and the tune is sinister fast. Man, yeah. I honestly wouldn't even know what to do with that much power. But that's the crazy thing though, because a lot of people, they want these cars that have all of this power, but you live in areas where you're not even going to be able to like utilize that power the way that you want to. Especially here in Las Vegas, it's not really too much traffic like when you're on the freeway, but on the streets at certain times it's definitely going to be a lot of traffic, and it's going to be a lot of pedestrians depending on where you live at. So you really won't even have a chance to like unlock or use all of that power, unless you're driving like super early in the morning or super late at night. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Some people just want to have those cars for whatever reason that they have. Unless you actually taking your car to the track, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's gonna be kind of hard to utilize all that power for real, for real. But shit, shout out to everybody that has those particular models for real. Let me see what we got. Miguel. Let me see. Tinting side reflector markers is most important mod. Yeah, I wish I would have done it a lot sooner, but I did it. I can't even remember when I posted that video, but I did do it because I was just tired of looking at that orange tint. You have orange and then you have red. I just think it kind of like throws the look of the car off, especially with me having a black car. I'm like, yeah, that gotta go. So I did eventually upgrade and install that tint on the side markers. Let me see, do. Chuck Rice. Let me see. Don't you have to change other components when you change your 5.7 cam? Yes, you do. I can't remember exactly what I gathered. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and dug into the forums as part of my research for doing the cam modification. So you definitely do. I just can't remember everything. I put the cam like at the bottom of my list. At first, it was like at the top of my list, but when I realized that you actually need to have a tune on your car to get the performance, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to bump that down because I don't want to void the warranty. But like I said, once I start actually, bringing in more income from the channel, and I can just kind of say, forget about the warranty, man, I'm going all out. I'm definitely going all out on the modification. So, yeah, that's definitely coming for sure, for sure. Let me see. Oh, my bad, y'all. I was trying to see if that was my daughter coming outside. Let me see. Let me see. Chuck Rice. Let me see. We are not right in the head. We are muscle car drivers. Yeah, you're right about that. For real, for real. And it's crazy because this is my first muscle car. I had the Magnum when it first came out, but I wasn't that heavy into performance. I just like the look of the car, so I went with the V6 model. But I did have the Magnum, so it's not really a muscle car or a sports car, but it's crazy because those things did have RT. They had the RT engine, and then they had the SRT models back in the day, but that was probably the closest that I've ever gotten to actually owning any type of actual performance car. I was more so like into the luxury deal, but yeah, you're right about that, man. Now that I actually have my first muscle car, I I'm definitely gonna have to keep one of these things around at all times, man. I love this car for real, for real, and I do. Man, it's kind of crazy, man, because I love so many cars, man. Like I said, I have big goals and aspirations for myself. I love so many cars, man. I want a Corvette, I want a Hellcat, I want a Porsche Panamera. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get my stuff together to be able to own all of these cars, man. But I think the Corvette is probably going to be something that's at the top of my list as far as when it comes to getting another car, man. I just want to experience what it's like to drive a Corvette for real, for real. Let me see. Trying to make sure I go through all of these, man. We 75 minutes in this thing, man, and everybody's still sticking around, man. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Jeff, what are your thoughts of Dodge going to EV? Yeah, I think I talked about this a little bit earlier in the live. I'm like I said, I'm always open to change because I know us as a society is constantly evolving. But what I was telling everybody is if you do have a Challenger or Charger or any type of muscle car right now, because I'm pretty sure, within the next 10 years, all of the manufacturers are probably going to go electric for the most part, just because they're everybody is trying to switch over to this go green and for the environment. So I would say hold on to your actual car because the monetary gains are going to be pretty high in the future. But I'm open to change. Me personally, I want to see, like I said, I want to see what the actual models of the car, not the what do they call those the mock-up versions of the car. I actually want to see what the real car that's going to be actually placed on the lots is going to look like. Like I said, I just hope that they keep everything kind of similar for the most part, especially with the Challenger at least, because it's still tied to its origins and its roots. But yeah, it's just going to be crazy because you're driving a fast car and it's electric and you don't have that engine, you don't have the exhaust sound, so that's going to take a lot to get used to. But we'll see though. We'll see. Let me see. Yeah, we got these questions coming in. Booming, booming. Let me see. Avenue. Shout out to you for tuning in, man. Let me see. I just like to chill and mod. Let me see. South Carolina. I'm pretty sure that's gonna have to be South Carolina. SC is too laid back, being the YouTubers messed up. Let me see. Messed up cops always watching our cars now. Yeah. It's crazy because I watch a lot of videos on YouTube and a lot of the Challenger and Charger channels. I see a lot of those cats are based somewhere in the South, like whether it be like Atlanta or the Carolinas or Louisiana. But yeah, I see some crazy stuff on YouTube, man. And I know a lot of people do it for the views because people like looking at that kind of stuff. It's entertaining. But yeah, you're right about that. They a lot of the bad apples have kind of messed up the Mopar community. um Not necessarily as a whole, but I'm gonna say that it kind of like gave parts of the community a bad name because a lot of people they don't know anything about these cars. They just want to drive these cars because it's the hot thing and they out doing crazy stuff. And now Mopar, the Mopar brand, or people driving Mopars. Everybody kind of have something to say about Challenger and Charger drivers right now. It's pretty interesting though, but yeah, honestly, it's nothing we could do about it. For real, for real. I'm pretty sure everybody who just in these cars just because it's the hot thing, eventually they'll go turn to something else. They don't like the cars like how we actually like them. For real, for real. Let me see. Bill. Shout out to you for tuning in. How long have you had the mid muffler delete for? Literally, I got my car in April. I think it was what April 2nd or something like that last year, and literally within I think 2 days I got the mid muffler delete. So as soon as I got my car, I got the mid muffler delete. The dealership they told me to wait probably until I put 500 miles or something like that on the car. He said it wasn't gonna like cause any problems or something like that, but he was just like, yeah, just because you just got the car, you want to kind of just break it in a little bit. But I honestly probably only had like maybe close to 300 miles and I just went and got it done. But yeah, I've had the mid muffler delete literally since I got the car. Let me see. Do. My opinion on EV, there's no replacement for displacement. Yeah, I'm not even mad at that, bro. For real, for real. Let me see. The Challenger tends to possess your soul. It did mine's anyway. Yeah, you right about that, bro. Like I swear to God, I've never, I like nice things, but I've never been like a person that's like attached or materialistic. But once I got this car, man, like I'm completely attached to this thing for real, for real. So you definitely right about that. Like, I love this car. Let me see, dude, J Man, my opinion on. Oh, I think I read through that one already. Let me see, Axeman. Let me see. Okay, okay. Everybody chatting it up with each other. JD, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thank you for the love. Jeff. I put way too much work into my Challenger than I ever cared to. Is owning a Hemi part of a disease? Yeah, honestly, man, I don't know. I honestly, it's kind of hard to explain. You know, us as owners of these cars, for the most part, we only I'm gonna say we understand each other for the most part. We understand each other, but from the outside looking in, it's kind of crazy because most people don't understand, why we love our cars, or they can't like wrap it around their heads, like, why these people actually love this car so much. But yeah, you're right, man. Once you get into one of these cars, it definitely takes a hold on you, especially if you have the love for the car. That's the difference between a real muscle car lover and an actual muscle car guy compared to somebody that's doing it, just for a fad. But it definitely takes a hold of you, and it's honestly, it's nothing wrong with it, man. We not out doing anything bad, man. We just love our cars, so that's real right there. Let me see. Chuck Rice, Whisper Wagon suck, no EV for me. Yeah, like I said, man, that's gonna be crazy. Just seeing these cars on the road and not hearing anything, from the actual, like no engine noise, no exhaust or anything. So that's gonna take a lot to get used to for real. But like I said, man, we always have to be open to change. I'm pretty sure if it doesn't work out, well, you know what? Honestly, I can't even say that, man, because you just never know what direction these companies are going to go in, especially with Dodge being, bought out by what company called Stellantis. So you just never know. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work or why they would revert back, but I just wish that they don't go 100% EV, that they still have, some type of actual Hemi lineup still available, with the actual motors. But like I said, man, I'm pretty sure all of these auto manufacturers, they want to go green for the most part. That's kind of like the wave. Me personally, and I know it's kind of bad to think this way, but man, you know how you be on YouTube and you watching all these videos. I watch a lot of like uh Tesla's burning videos, man, and I seen some crazy stuff. So honestly, me personally, I'm kind of scared because it's like, damn, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know if you get into a car accident, with the cars that we currently have with the motors and everything, it can go bad for the most part. It's always fatalities on when it comes to actual vehicles being on the road. But just knowing that the car is battery powered, and if you hit that thing in a certain way, man, I done seen some crazy burning Teslas. So that's my biggest fear right there, is that battery. For real, is that battery blowing up or burning up. That for real, for real. Let me see, getting down to the bottom of these questions. Let me see. Do. Van, shout out to you for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. Let me see. I'm doing my part to change the image, being polite, waving people through, giving the right of way, then putting on the show. Man, I feel you on that. That's exactly how I do it. I always try to make sure that when I do punch this thing. And when I do, some crazy little drives, I always kind of be aware of my surroundings, making sure it's not any pedestrians in the way, making sure I have enough room on the actual road before I start doing that. But yeah, I definitely understand for real. Let me see. Jeff, what type of seat upgrades would you recommend if it was stock? Cloth seats, gross. Well, as you can see, I'm pretty sure you already know, man. You gotta go with leather. You definitely have to go with leather. I didn't mind the cloth when I first got it because it was actually pretty good material for the most part with the cloth that came stock with the car. But honestly, since putting this leather in, it just completely changed the way that this car looks for the most part. Like just having all of this red accent, like it's a muscle car, but it kind of gives it that luxury look for the most part. I honestly think this how all muscle cars should come. But yeah, you definitely want to go with leather. And the good thing about cat skin is it's really not that expensive. My particular um my particular seats costed a little bit more because I got a custom design and I have all of the red accents everywhere. So that's the reason it was like, a little bit over 2,300. But if you just go with the stock single color, just a single color leather, I think the packages were starting at like 12, 1,300, something like that. So honestly, that's really not bad. But yeah, you definitely got to go with the leather for sure, for sure. Let me see. Miguel. My next model, my RT is 215s in the trunk. Man, you know what? I honestly, when I was younger, all of my cars, I literally used to put 215s in them, all of them. But I honestly, man, I've kind of outgrown, the loud, like, just that loud bass and, those booming sound systems for the most part. I kind of outgrown that. Um, what I do want to eventually do, because these speakers suck in this car, is just upgrade to some solid speakers just to get some nice crisp sound, a little bit of bass like that. But I don't want to add any additional weight. When you put those 215s in, what's that gonna add? Maybe what, another 50, 60 pounds or something like that, maybe. Just because those boxes are so big and heavy, and the subwoofers themselves are big. So, but I don't know. Like I said, man, it just all depends on what direction you want to go with your car. Some people are not into these cars for the actual performance. They just like the way that the car looks, and it's definitely nothing wrong, going with that sound system. But me personally, just because I don't want to add too much weight, I wouldn't go that direction. But it's nothing wrong with it at all. Especially, I'm pretty sure nowadays a lot of these speaker companies are making a lot better quality products. Back in the day, I think most people had like JBL, and man, it was honestly so many different subwoofer woofer companies in downtown LA. Back at home, we have this place called the Alley. I'm not sure if any of y'all are familiar with the Alley, if you ever been to LA before, but it's literally, they have blocks on top of blocks of just like car audio system shops and all different type of parts, and they'll hook all of your stuff. Man, they had so many different brands, bro, like for real, for real. I think it's Rockford Fosgate was like a super popular brand back in the day. But yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with it, man. So like I said, you just got to realize what you're doing with that sound system. You're just going to be adding a lot of weight to the car. So if you decide to do any runs or anything like that, that's going to be a disadvantage for you. And let me see. I think we get down to the bottom of these comments. Let me see. All right, Chuck. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. You stay blessed and you have a good day. For real, man. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. Do. Cameron Lynch. Let me see. Should Dodge bring back the Magnum? That's a good question. I honestly, I think in today's market, there might be, I'm gonna say that the market for a Magnum would probably be small. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question, because I'm pretty sure that they cut the Magnum out of the lineup for for a very specific reason. But in today's market, it will probably work for people that have families who need that much space. And then you still gonna have, some of the diehard Magnum fans who might get them. But as a whole, I just don't know right now, in 2021, coming up on 2022, if the Magnum would have a large enough market to actually sell to. But I wouldn't be I wouldn't have any problem with it. Like I said, I actually own the Magnum myself, and I love that car, man. That car has so much room in it, even though it was a V6, but I still love that car. But yeah, man, the Magnum's dope. For real, for real. All right, we coming down to the bottom, and we probably gonna be ending this live shortly. I just want to make sure I go through these last couple of questions, and we probably gonna end it like that. Let me see, Jeff again. Let me see. If you were to complain about the one most annoying feature of the Challenger, what would it be? For me, it's the trunk. I bang my head on the back, being too tall. You know what? Let me see. Annoying feature on the Challenger. Man, you know what? That is a good question because I'm just looking around right now and just trying to see what I could find. Honestly, I don't think I really have like any complaints. I'm just trying to think of something right now, but I don't have any complaints at all. You know what? The only, and it's not really a feature. I just hate how the Uconnect system is kind of glitchy for the most part. Like when I hook up my cell phone to connect to Spotify, and play my music, it's like sometimes it'll be like a major delay. Like you'll click on a song to play and it won't play the actual song for maybe about 15-20 seconds. And it's just weird. And then like you'll start scrolling through the phone or scrolling through the list and you'll just start hearing like the clicking sound just popping up all over the Uconnect. And then also if you have an iPhone, which I did a video on, if you hook up your iPhone to the car, you don't get full screen. So that will probably be my only complaint about the Magnum is this Uconnect system. For real, for real. It's like hit or miss. All right. Boom, 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 Miguel. The is it Cajones in LA? They got everything. Oh man, that was funny. That was funny. Jeff again. Let me see. Upgraded my sound. Let me see. Amp sound processor, worth it. Yeah, that's honestly that's probably like the route that I would go. I wouldn't do the subwoofer thing. I would just get some real nice speakers and a nice little amplifier to just modify and enhance that sound. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get mine done eventually. That's like a mod that's like towards the middle of my list compared to being at the top of my list. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be upgrading my sound for real because it definitely needs to be done. I know it's my fault for getting the basic package or whatever. Yeah, but these speakers suck, man. Especially, and I don't know if any of y'all noticed the difference too. Like if you from playing just satellite radio, the system sounds like pretty decent. But once you hook up to like Spotify or Apple Music, the sound kind of changes. I figured out a feature to go on Spotify to actually enhance to make it sound a lot better. But once you actually plug the phone up to the car to to be able to do the navigation and everything, like the sound just completely just drowns out. Like it's like so flat, man, for real. It's pretty terrible. Let me see. Got a couple more questions coming in, man. I appreciate y'all. Miguel, the windows only go down automatically. Oh yeah, yeah, yep. You're right about that. And I do it all the time. Like I'll just tap on the button to try to roll my window down and forget that it's automatic, so it just goes all the way down. But yeah, you're right. I wish they did have a feature where you could just click it one time and it rolls the windows up for you. That would definitely be helpful. Let me see. Do. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Ray, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Love the content, bro. You convinced me to get a challenger. That's what's up, man. Shout out to you and getting your challenger, man. I hope you like the car. I love my car. Definitely the Challenger experience is, something that's well worth it. So yeah, man, shout out to you and picking up that Challenger, man. Have fun in that thing, man. Make sure you drive that thing. Make sure you love that car. Make sure you take care of your car. But yeah, man, shout out to you, man. You definitely can't go wrong with the Challenger. You definitely came to the right community for real. All right, I think we about to get ready to wrap this thing up. Jeff again. Let me see. Subwoofers 10-inch will be another project. I still want the thump. Yeah, it's crazy because 10-inch subwoofers actually do sound pretty good. I think that's like the perfect sound upgrade to do if you don't want to have like just crazy, just monster bass. The bass that's go set off everybody car alarms and just go piss people off, as you driving by. But yeah, I think a 10-inch subwoofer is pretty dope. I don't, and you know what? That's actually, it's crazy that you mentioned that. Maybe I need to do a little bit of research because I don't know how heavy the boxes would be for the 10-inch subwoofers compared to like the 12s and the 15s. I remember those big wooden boxes used to be heavy as hell, man. So yeah, I might have to do a little bit of research into that just to kind of see what the 10-inch subwoofer box setup will be like in the trunk and how much weight it would add in here. Man, it's dry as hell out here in Vegas, man. It's so hot. Look, I'm gonna turn this around real quick. Y'all can see I'm sitting in the car with the AC on, but as you can see, it's 106 degrees out here. We got all this pollen still. even though spring is over, but Vegas is crazy when it comes to the allergies. I got this AC on and it's just blowing all this pollen and dust all into my eyes. It got my eyes watering, got my throat dry as hell. So we gonna wrap this thing up in a little bit. Been in this thing for 95 minutes, man. That's crazy. Got one last question. Let me see. ATSF. How can you sit in your car in LV in this heat? Hey, I didn't even see that question coming in, and it's crazy that you even say that. It's crazy that you say that because I just talked about that, man. Vegas is hot as hell, man. Like seriously, what was it, about a week and a half ago? For 3 days straight, it was 118 degrees, and then this season, this summer, we've actually been getting like real monsoon weather. So that's why I haven't even washed my car, dude. I swear to God, I went to the car wash since my arm is broke right now, and I can't wash my own car. So I went to the car wash. I spent like $30 on the car wash for the wash and the tip. And literally that same night it rained and messed my entire car up. But for the past week and a half, literally, I would say every other night the excuse me, every other night the storms have been coming in and it's been raining. We've been getting a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of clouds, a lot of rain, and it literally happens like at nighttime, which is kind of weird, man. But yeah, Vegas is it definitely takes a lot to get used to, especially coming from Southern California, where you have like maybe mid 80s, low 70s. It can fluctuate between any of those temperatures for the most part. And then you got that ocean breeze coming in back at home. So, you have air and you have moisture in the air and you get that cool breeze coming in every now and then. But here in Vegas, man, you step outside during the summertime, this shit is like stepping into a furnace for real, for real. Like it gets hot. And then to top it off, once you move out here, because you're in the desert and you have all these different like foreign plants that were brought out here whenever, and it like the allergies are crazy. If you don't have an allergy problem, I promise you, if you come to Las Vegas, I swear to God, ask anybody who live here or anybody who have lived here, you come to Vegas, you definitely gonna have an allergy problem, for real, on top of dealing with the heat. All right, got a few more questions coming in. Miguel, I think I'm gonna go with the 12-inch subwoofers instead of the 15. It's gonna be too heavy. I just wanted to take advantage of the trunk space. Yeah, man, the trunk's big as hell on these cars, man. That's what I love about it. It's a lot of room in the trunks, but like I said, bro, it's nothing wrong with the 12s or the 15s at all. The systems definitely sound good, but just me, just like I said, just because I want to kind of like run my car every now and then, I just know that that's gonna add a lot of weight to the car. But there's nothing wrong with it, man. Just do what's gonna make you happy for the most part. Because like I said, those systems definitely sound good. Man, this damn arm is killing me. I'm holding my phone with my bad arm with my hands. At least my hand still works, but yeah, things start cramping up after a while because I got this damn L-shaped cast, so I just have my arm like locked in a certain position. Yeah, definitely take a lot to get used to with this. And all right, let me see. I think we got one more question here. Let me see. Actually, y'all chopping it up with each other, man. Jeff and Miguel. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I think we about to wrap this thing up. We've been in this thing almost 100 minutes, so it was dope hanging out with y'all. It was dope talking to y'all today. Like I said, we're gonna be doing these lives pretty much every week, man. I like doing these lives and I like communicating directly with y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in today. Once again, thank you to everybody who super chatted me today. I wasn't expecting that at all, man. So thank y'all. We got new content coming this week. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all have a blessed day on this beautiful Sunday. Y'all relax, chill with your family, do whatever, and let's get prepared and for a very productive week, man. So shout out to y'all once again, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I'll see y'all next week. Let's get it.